Hi, my name is Belle Martindale, and today I'm going to be talking about 10 logical fallacies. We're going to start off with the strawman fallacy. The strawman fallacy is when the speaker or writer will deliberately misinterpret the view or opinion of the opposition as a way of making their claim much more easier to refute. So, this is used a lot in politics and other controversial debates where there's heavy debating going on. They'll make the person's claim much more simple than it actually is, so it's easier to argue against. Next is the bandwagon fallacy. This is when somebody asserts a claim is true because many people believe it. An example is everyone is totally getting the new smartphone when it comes out this weekend. Is everyone actually getting the smartphone? No, they're just using that as an argument so they should get the smartphone too. Next is the hasty generalization fallacy. It's also known as overgeneralization. This occurs when someone draws a conclusion based on just a small sample size. In other words, it's making a claim with little evidence. An example here is, did you hear about the teenagers who vandalized the park downtown? I did. Teenagers are so irresponsible and destructive. They are putting all the teenagers together as a group instead of the small group who actually did the destruction of the property. Next, we have the Texas sharpshooter fallacy. It is also known as the clustering illusion and the false cause fallacy. This happens when somebody cherry picks their data to suit their argument or finds a pattern that already fits their claim. Now we have the fallacy. Let's say I was given a speech and I committed some sort of logical fallacy, or even if I just argued my claim poorly, then you're going to assume that the claim itself must be wrong because of the way I presented it. However, the claim could be right, but you're going to presume it is wrong because I presented it poorly or I committed a fallacy. Next is the ad hominem fallacy. This is also known as the against the man fallacy. This is when you attack your opponent's character or personal traits in an attempt to undermine their argument. An example of this is, you wouldn't understand since you have never had to struggle. Now we have the red herring fallacy. This is when irrelevant information is used to distract the reader or observer from the relevant information. This is often used in movies and novels to keep somebody's attention, but this can also be used in other instances where the person making a claim cannot prove their argument, so they just beat around the bush. Now we have the slippery slope fallacy. Don't fall for a slippery slope argument which takes a minor event and turns it into a major catastrophe. As in the picture, it says, if I hadn't taken that first step, and he's falling into an oblivion from one misstep. This does not happen often. Next, we have the false dilemma fallacy. This is also known as the either-or fallacy. It is when a limited number of choices or outcomes are presented when in reality there are multiple other options. It's wanting you to choose one side or the other. As in the picture, USA, love it or leave it. Finally, we have the appeal to ignorance claim. This is when a proposition is true simply because it has not been proved false, or a proposition is false simply because it has not been proved true. An example is, you can't prove that you are innocent, therefore you are guilty to me. They may be guilty or innocent, but neither of them have been proven.